The fourth glass, a true paranormal encounter. When my mother's uncle passed away last spring, it shook my mother more than anyone expected. He had raised her like a second father after their parents died. A few weeks after the funeral, she started talking about energy, messages, and unfinished ties. At first, I thought it was just her grief talking. But soon, she was buying crystals, burning incense, and visiting people who claimed they could see beyond the veil. Most of them were frauds, charging her for vague promises and cold readings. I begged her to stop. Then one day, she mentioned a village 2 hours from our town, Maple Hollow. It wasn't even on most maps. She said a colleague swore the place had a clairvoyant who didn't ask questions, just answered them. We drove out on a foggy Sunday morning. The road narrowed as we went. Trees closed in. The GPS lost signal. But she kept going, following hand-painted signs nailed to trees, "Light Seer, this way." The village was strange. Silent. No one on the streets. Old stone homes with glass wind chimes hanging in windows. Every house had odd symbols painted above the doorways. My mother stopped the car in front of a narrow house with a crooked chimney. A single sign in the window read, "Clara Lid, Light Seer. Appointments not necessary." She insisted we go in. Inside, it smelled like herbs and ash. The walls were lined with shelves full of books and candles. A thin woman in a gray robe sat behind a wooden desk. She looked up before we spoke and said, "You're the ones from the blue car. I've been waiting. Tea." We followed her into a parlor with old wallpaper and mismatched furniture. A fire was already lit. She returned with a tray holding 4 cups of tea. 4. My mother and I each took a cup. Clara reached for the third and held it midair. She tilted her head slightly, as if listening. Then nodded once, softly. She placed the cup on the floor beside an empty stool. "She likes mint," Clara said, then looked at me. "But you already know that." I didn't respond. I didn't know what she was talking about. Then Clara turned to my mother. "She's not angry. She says she was never angry. She just wanted you to stop blaming yourself." My mother didn't cry, but her face went pale. "She says she understands why you couldn't come to the hospital that night. She wants you to forgive yourself. And your brother, he's with her now." Clara paused, then said, "They both are." My mother sat completely still. I was about to say something when Clara turned toward the empty stool again. "She says her name was never Maya. That's just what the hospital called her. You were going to name her Elise." My mother whispered, "No one knew that." Clara looked at me. "She says your future will be difficult, but you'll never be alone. She says she'll be near, even when you don't believe it." We left 20 minutes later. My mother left all the cash in her wallet on the table without being asked. In the car, I asked who Elise was. My mother stared straight ahead and said, "I lost a baby girl. Stillborn. I never told anyone." She didn't say another word the whole way back. When I looked back through the car window as we drove away, I saw Clara Lid standing in the doorway, waving. And a second shadow behind her, smaller, unmoving.